It is at this material time that I'm personally beginning to realize why Mazi Nnamdi KANU, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, decided to defend himself by himself in the court of law. At this point in time, it is safe to say that Mazi Nnamdi KANU is courageously fighting for his life, fighting for himself, and fighting for his freedom. Many of you will remember that in the last 4 sittings in the court, that Mazi Nnamdi KANU had pre-informed the court that he was going to be his own defense, that he was going to defend himself in the court of law. And this prompted most of the senior counsels from his team to withdraw from the case. And thereafter, Nnamdi KANU was expected to open his own defense. But in the last 2 sittings, Nnamdi KANU shockingly disappointed not only the court, but Justice Omotosho by refusing to open any defense for himself. Nnamdi KANU in the last 2 sittings had insisted that there is no case in the first instance. He insisted that the court does not have any jurisdiction to try him, that Nigerian government has violated their own constitution, that there is no case in the first instance. In fact, in 2 occasions, Mazi Nnamdi KANU has courageously told the court that they cannot jail him, that they do not have the jurisdiction, as there is no case or there was no case in the first instance. Mona, watch the video.
Do something, you will do it. And you're just sitting for picture. And you wonder why God cost you this. Useless black people. You don't know what justice means. You have no idea what justice means. You don't know what justice means. Useless black African people. You don't know the name of justice. Your constitution says you cannot try anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want to know the law.
Talk to me now.
Show me the written law.
Are you okay?
Don't go close. Don't try that rubbish. Don't try it. Don't try it.
Let me go ahead and say
Don't try that rubbish.
Say what they're saying.
Don't try that rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court judgment you don't respect. Then why are we in the court of law? Why are we in the court of law, I ask? Nonsense. You think Britain can ask you to jail me and you jail me? You are dreaming. You are dreaming. I'm telling you that you are dreaming. Nonsense.
No, they don't want to sell them. Who's still fighting?
Okay, what's happening?
No, I'm going to fire. I'm going to fire.
Okay.
Is
Okay. So the father agreed. No, that's what he's telling us. He's going to file it. Yes.
Cyber Commissioner for Youth, then never. He's coming. That's what he said. Okay.
I don't know anyone anywhere.
Your man,
very wonderful. No, nothing. Max, get Alhaji. Yes. Okay, thank you. Judge.
Well, if you have been following me on this channel, you will have understood or learned 1 or 2 things. The previous videos I made when Nnamdi KANU declared to be, his own defense counsel, when he decided to defend himself by himself, I maintained that it was going to be an interesting time at the court, and we are already seeing them. As a result of the fact that Mazi Nnamdi KANU had refused to open his own defense, challenging the court from the first principle, maintaining in clarity that there is no case ab initio. As a result of that, Justice Omotosho has set forth 20th of November for ruling on Mazi Nnamdi KANU's cases of terrorism and treasonable felony charges. So indeed, come the 20th of November 2025, history will be made in this country, Nigeria. Nigerians will know in clarity whether truly the judiciary in this country respect their own constitution, respect their own laws and all of that. Nnamdi KANU has argued, he has set forth a lot of argument, maintaining that even though his arrest was a brutal abduction from Kenya in an extraordinary rendition, that terrorism is no longer a crime in Nigeria, that everything happening to him today is politically motivated, that all the charges they are leveling against him is rooted in the repealed Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act, I think that of 2022. So Nnamdi KANU has put up his argument that as a result of all of this, that there is no case in the first instance, that the Nigerian court does not even have, the jurisdiction to try him. We must also not forget that Kenya court has equally ruled that Nnamdi KANU was equally abducted brutally in an extraordinary rendition, which does not only violate Kenyan law, but also violates international laws. So when you begin to look at the whole thing collectively, you cannot take away the fact that Nnamdi KANU is fighting courageously for his life, for his freedom, and to regain access and be reunited with his family. We cannot also remove the rascality that goes on in this country, Nigeria. And that has always been the reason I continually come out here to lend my voice to seeing a better Nigeria. You may begin to ask yourself, why has this man been in detention since 2021 up to date? If truly he committed all of these crimes they have been charging him, leveling against him, why is he taking the court ages to make ruling, to bring justice to the table, to actually in clarity give a ruling on whether Nnamdi KANU is guilty or not? It has been back and forth argument. Buhari has come and gone. Now it is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Who knows what will happen tomorrow? But God sparing our life, we will all see 20th of November and see what plays out on that very day. Do not equally forget that in the last few days that Nnamdi KANU wrote a personal letter to the President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. That very letter is currently making rounds on the internet space, which was made public by his lawyer, Aloy Ejimako. In that letter, Nnamdi KANU thanked the President of the United States of America for standing up so tall to condemn the massacre of Christians that is going on in Nigeria. He also reminded Donald Trump that he was able to attend his presidential election campaign way back in 2020, all the way in the United States of America. He went further to introduce himself that he is Nnamdi KANU, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. And he also added that it is not only Christians that are currently being massacred by Boko Haram and other insurgent groups in Nigeria, that also that the Jews and the Judeo-Christians are also being massacred, not only in the northern part of Nigeria, but as well as in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And for the records, the Judeo-Christians, of which Nnamdi KANU is a believer, are a group of believers who share the same belief system, the same ethics and values between Judaism and Christianity. These are the set of people you can classify as the Judeo-Christian believers. Nnamdi KANU equally in that letter pleaded with Donald J. Trump to conduct a supervised referendum for Ndibo, for the Southeasterners, in order for them to establish and achieve their liberation, in order to achieve and establish their freedom away from Nigeria. He equally went further to remind Donald J. Trump that he has been in the solitary confinement of the Nigerian DSS since the year 2021, not because he has committed any known crime, but that the reason they are holding him is simply politically motivated. In addition to that, Nnamdi KANU equally highlighted the massacre and the brutal killing of Ndibo, which he considered as a massacre that took place in the southeastern part of Nigeria. He mentioned the Biafran Heroes Day massacre. He mentioned the Obibo massacre. He mentioned the National High School Aba massacre, and he equally mentioned the Operation Python Dance too, that took place also in the southeastern part of Nigeria. Nnamdi KANU went further to conclude that very letter by saying that history will judge us by what we do when genocide knocks. And he reminded Donald Trump that he has the sole power to save a second Rwanda in Africa, that one tweet, one sanction, and one inquiry could save million lives. Many of you can still go up to read about the Rwandan genocide up to today. Up to today, some persons are still being arrested from across the world and even within Africa for that very Rwandan genocide. So that is the summary of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's letter to Donald J. Trump. Like I said earlier, it is going to be an interesting time in the coming days. 20th of November is just about, barely 2 weeks. And Nigerians home and abroad will see what will be the judgment that will be delivered by Justice Omotosho over this Nnamdi Kanu's terrorism charges, which has been on since the year 2021. Like I've always advocated, I've said it very clear. If we have a functional justice system in Nigeria, delivering judgment and bringing justice to the table shouldn't be a rocket science. It's not something that will take ages before people get justice. But when you begin to play politics over important national matters like this, it questions the capacity of the people we look up to as learned men and women in the legal practitioning. And the more you continue to delay justice, the more you give public opinion the opportunity to question your competency. Yes, that is what happens. And that is why today, so many Nigerians do not believe that they will get justice, any form of justice from the judiciary. Because on a daily basis, they begin to do things that makes mockery of the sanctity, the sacredness and the uniqueness of the judicial system. That is where I stand. If somebody commits a crime, within a timely manner, deliver acceptable judgment that is based on the law. Instead of dilly-dallying, moving from one, it does not entirely make sense. So I sincerely hope that on that day, being the 20th of November, that true justice will be delivered. So I hope and pray that true justice will prevail. Like I've always opined, it is only corruption that usually makes court cases to keep on extending beyond what is reasonable. And this happens usually in developing and underdeveloped country. But anyways, at this point, I will allow you guys to be the judge. Don't forget to let me know what you think in the comment section and share this video. My another person see you. God bless you.